What factors have contributed to the misuse of leisure? 5 marks. This also is 2004. Too much money, or you can say too much wealth. Availability of drugs. So the drugs are easily available. Availability of contraceptives. You can also misuse your leisure due to inadequate facilities. If in your area or where you're going to school, there is no playing field. Or if you are a grown-up and you don't have sporting activity, yes? Sorry, you don't have a ground to play football or engage in sports. Or you don't have even the facilities or even the finances. You cannot be able to engage in constructive what? Leisure. But you can always create time for good leisure. If you don't have facilities, you know there are people who don't even have a radio or a phone. You think everyone has a phone? No, everyone doesn't have a phone. Or yeah, so they can't listen to Christian what? Music. Also, poverty contributes to misuse of leisure. Inability to make right decisions. Bad company or peer pressure. Watching or reading pornographic materials, or even negative media. Another factor that contributes to misuse of leisure is misunderstandings in the family. Or rather, you can basically call them frustrations. Inability to balance between different activities. Lack of role models. Another factor that contributes to misuse of leisure is idleness. Or rather, you can just call it boredom. And unemployment is also there. Permissiveness in the society is too much freedom in the society. That the society is allowing you to do things that are not of your age. If today you see your neighbor's son drunk, you cannot say anything. They just say that's the way it is. Basically, the society doesn't care. That is a bad community. In what ways can a drug addict be assisted to overcome the problem? 6 marks. Yes? Yes, very good. Offering guidance and counseling. Yes? Very good. Taking them to rehabilitation centers. Making guidance and counseling services available to the youth. Sensitizing them on the dangers of drug abuse. Or rather, sensitizing them on the dangers of drug addiction. Enhancing laws against drug abuse. Enforcing laws dealing with drug abuse so that drug peddlers are prosecuted in a court of law. Exposing them to religious activities. That is another way that a drug addict can be assisted. Or you expose them to positive leisure activities. Setting good examples by elders through avoiding drug abuse. Encouraging them to join anti-drug clubs, for example, Alcoholic Anonymous. Or you can encourage them to seek specialized treatment. In Kenya, we don't have Alcoholic Anonymous. I think it's in abroad. I don't even know where they wrote it here. I always see it on TV. I also have not gone there. Encouraging them to form peer group counseling clubs where they share experiences. Engaging them in productive activities to avoid idleness. Show love to drug addicts. The purpose of leisure to the life of a Christian. This is the same as the one we talked about, the importance of leisure, right? It enables one to worship God. It allows one to socialize with relatives and friends, allows time to relax, allows time to create new energies, helps one to read the Bible for spiritual growth, allows him to pray for others and for himself, helps one to visit the sick, prisoners, widows, and orphans, allows time to improve his knowledge, allows one to improve in God-given talents, allows time for one to participate in his talents. For example, baking, if your talent is also running. The last question, give factors that may lead to misuse of leisure in modern society. We've already talked about them, right? You're supposed to add those points that you don't have. Kindly add. Ignorance on proper use of leisure. Expensive and inappropriate form of leisure activities. Lack of a variety of leisure activities. Bad company. Failure to balance passive and active leisure. Failure to balance passive and active leisure. Misunderstanding in the family. Poor planning may lead to overindulging, poverty, or too much wealth. You can also, another factor that can lead to misuse of leisure is a feeling of insecurity. Influence of mass media. And lastly, social oppression, or you can basically call it injustice, may interfere with people's freedom to involve in leisure. So that is the last bit about leisure.